This is Jeremiah 31 and verse 22. How long will thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahawah hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. I'm just giving all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, bracha, kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, laboured in word and doctrine. Shalom and peace. May that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Now forgive me, I'm going to have to put the blower on real quick. We're going into this, and this is the whole idea. Yes, bro. This is the whole idea of a man and woman being equal or being the same. If a man and a woman were equal, there would be just a man or just a woman. There's clearly a difference, and that's clearly for a reason. Now to go into this, really that is prophetic. Although it seems like, you have a fresh and fit, mediocre tutorials and reviews, Paul Man's podcast, just to name some of the few that are bringing back the whole idea that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Not that they're bringing back the idea, but really it's the Lord putting a masculine spirit on the nations. Because and they're all of them, I believe, of the majority of them that I just mentioned are Jake. So, but only there's Undead Chronic, which that's more of a roast than trying to reason with them, which is probably I wouldn't suggest it. Don't waste your time. But anyway, getting into this, it was prophetic that a woman would compass a man. If you look at the word compass, and maybe we'll do it I'll do it on another video, Lord willing. But the whole idea, now the woman is the provider and the protector, and I would say Eve, and Jake is the little submissive one. Not saying, well, for a man to be submissive to a woman, that is wrong. The Lord set the order. You read 1 Corinthians 11, and I believe it's the 4th verse. It said, "For I will let you know that the head of the woman is the man, the head of the man is Hamashiach, right, the Messiah. The head of the Messiah is the Most High, right, the Heavenly Father." And that's the order that's been set up. And in a natural state, everyone knows this, even in certain high-risk scenarios. Let's say you're in bed with your woman, a thief breaks in, and your woman could be the top feminist of all feminists. If a thief breaks in, which could be armed, do you think she's going to hop out of bed? Don't worry, babes, I got this. And some may say they might, maybe some might, on an off chance, but as a general rule, who is looked to protect. Now there's a very funny video that did it's like asking people in the street, they'd say, alright, so what is a woman good at? And they'd be like, oh, everything, like caring and emotion and stuff like that. And they go, alright, so what's a man good at? And they go, I don't really know. But the whole thing is, the whole infrastructure, the whole comfortable, and it's not comfortable. This is not a place of rest, but in terms of certain so-called comforts and everything like that, was set up by a man that you may live comfortably and say, your iPhone, your electric. I think in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, in fact look it up, but don't quote me on it. I believe that less than 1% of the UK's electricians are actually women. So you want to talk about the oppression that the general man race has had, however, when really there is a case there to be made. If you're talking about E hasn't been a righteous ruler. E hasn't been a righteous patriarch. We get that, and we preach against that. So make no mistakes there. But if you want to say, all men have done this and done that, well, your electrician is a man, your builder is a man, the person who invented your smartphone, where you're ranting about how much you hate men, is a man. Yeah, so all these things are, and it's in all nations. I was talking to the brother Azan about this recently. We were having a conversation, chopping it up on the world, just how things are. Yeah, and we got on talking about the whole feminism movement and how it's exacerbated in Eve. Sorry, not in Eve. It's exacerbated by Eve in Eve. Right, Eve is the worst of it. There's disparities, and there's disrespect from the women of one nation to the men of their own nation. But we're under the curses, heavy. So, all the poor qualities of all nations' women. It's just Western women, really. Yeah, it's exacerbated in Eve. Yeah, because we're the ones that have been deculturalized, taken away from any norms. Elam didn't let that shit run. A lot in Eastern Europe and places like that, they don't let that shit run. Right, and no one's gonna say on average. Well, they would. No one really believes. Most people don't believe that if a woman of average size took on a man of average size physically, that he would win. Sorry, that she would win. No one, or most people, they don't actually believe that. You want to talk about equality this, equality that, but you've got the women's NBA. Isn't that separatist? Isn't that segregation? Why don't you make that equal? If you're all about equality, why don't you put the men's team and the women's team together or against each other and see who wins? Well, you know that the man is physically stronger. And going back to that video, what's a man good at, what's a woman good at? Everyone knows, well, the man is physically stronger, but everyone's scared to say it. Yeah, but that's the politically correct world that he has set up. Bear with me, I need to hop out. So let me just pause that. So this is 1 Peter 3:7. It says, "Likewise, you husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered." Right, so all of that is to say, meaning, what I've said before, it's not just like a random thing that it's just happened in the earth where the Lord had no doing. They've just, they being, really the man and the woman, have just chosen their own destiny. And there's nothing, it's not going to be remedied, and they've just come up with it by themselves. It's not like that, really. It's prophetic, which means it's a sign of the end. It's a sign of the end that a woman that clearly, is a weaker vessel, it says there. You give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Why? Because she's the weaker vessel. Alright, and everyone playing like a man and a woman is equal. Well, I've never given birth, and I don't think I could. So clearly we're not equal, or we'd have the same role. Now, are we equally important to creating Israelite children or whatever? Absolutely. You need both. But what does it say? It says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." And that's the thing. The order is being perverted with a lot of help from E. But then it's perpetuated by that. Now, because it's a prophecy of the end, we know that it shall not endure forever. The law will endure forever. But all these fucked up curses and situations that Jake, Eve, and the rest of the world are in, and they're not going to last forever. That is to say, in the kingdom, there will be complete righteous order. So don't get bogged down, feeling like, oh shit, it's like this forever. I never want to deal with women even in the kingdom. Because ultimately our hearts will be set right. So if our hearts will be set right, I'll say it like that, and we're gonna have many of all these things that on this side don't look too appealing, maybe, or as appealing as they will. But in that time, everyone's gonna be beautified, man, because there's a curse on specifically our women. The baldness instead of well set hair, so on and so forth. Stink instead of, I can't remember verbatim. I'm quoting poorly paraphrasing Isaiah 3 verse 16 and 17, I believe. believe. It's definitely Isaiah the 3rd chapter. So we're still under that. Now we're not going to be like that forever. Jake man is not going to be cursed forever. Yeah. So it's a look in terms of we're very aware of the things that have come upon the earth, but it shall not be so forever. Yeah, what I'm trying to do with it is an exhortation. Don't feel too down. You know, the things that are for now are for chastisement, and for us to learn not to go off again. And we won't be able to go off again. You know, we'll be programmed. So you'll be programmed to, like it says, give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. You're not giving honor unto the wife as unto a pedestal, as in she's above you. Which a lot of Jake be doing, losing their mind over a fucking woman. Yeah, got no concern for the Lord, but rather how he may please his wife. As it talks about 1 Corinthians 7. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing because it's so far removed from where we will be, where we should be, and where we will be ultimately. Go on, man. You flash someone about 5 times, they don't go. Anyway, yeah. So that's the I call it a lesson, but really it was a speaking, hopefully edifying. A few scriptures here and there, but obviously driving, so Lord willing, it was edifying and or exhorting. Yeah, things are fucked up. It's not the most easy. Yeah, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Jacob's trouble, and in the time of Jacob's trouble, yeah, in the time of affliction, Isaiah 4:1, seven women should take hold of one man. And how do you know it's talking about before the kingdom? Because it talks about how the women are working. Yeah, let us make of our, I believe it says, own meal. We'll wear our own apparel and make our own bread, paraphrasing. Well, the women in the kingdom, they will not be working. They will have everything provided. Yeah, providing that they are doing what they're supposed to do. There's different roles, man. In every organization, you have roles. Yeah, you have a manager, you have this person, you have that person. Now you have organs, organization. So how much more so for the body of Yahawashi? In a body you have organs, you have a toe, you have a head. Everyone can't be the head. Everyone can't be a shoulder. Imagine a whole human, and instead of having 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 eyes, it just had like 6 shoulders. Oh, it'd be crazy. So that's how it looks to the Heavenly Father, and the woman's trying to do the man's role, the man's trying to do the woman's role. But we do what we can, and it'll all be beautified and perfected up in the kingdom, man. Yeah. So on to the next one, Lord willing. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Right, shalom.